Okay, so let's talk about the art of the ending because it is, it's really actually an important thing, along with understanding what our own enough is, what is enough for us. There's another piece of it where you're like, how do I get better at understanding when something is over? And when I say something, I mean anything. I mean a conversation. I mean a relationship, a job, a friendship. We know when something is over, right? Like you feel it in your body. There's an energetic shift and you start asking the question, is this over? Right? Is this moment over? Is this thing over? Is this? And yeah, it is. If you're asking that question, it is for the most part, right? Like, yes, always exceptions, but, and also has to do with your own mindset, right? Like, know yourself. Are you in a high vibration? Are you coming to a clear understanding that this is over from a place of reaction, or is it coming from a place of grounded understanding, right? But, you know, like a number of times that I have had relationships last way longer, even though I knew they were over, jobs that I should have left way earlier, and it even comes down to conversations, right? Like if you think about your life as like scenes from a movie, there is a natural moment in any conversation where you know that this moment is over. And actually, my friends and I were joking about it because we were like, what would make life so much easier and better is if you had like a little portable clapper, like a movie clapper. And so when you're out and about talking to people and then you sense that the moment is over, you just take the clapper out and scene. And that's it. No needing to explain. Everyone understands the deal. We get it. Just moving on to the next thing. I feel like, I feel like it's a much more enjoyable and funny way of going through life for sure. And then, from like a bigger heart perspective, gosh, has there ever been a time when you realized something was over and you ignored it and kept going? And has any of the kept going time ever been something that actually built on the thing that you were trying to save? Like, it's really rare, right? Like, mostly you're just banking more and more awkward, not great interactions and memories until you get to the point where you're like, okay, this is way too many not great, awkward, like I can't do this anymore. But if you had been able to honor the fact that it was over when you knew it, you could have saved yourself and them a whole lot of not wasted time, because it's never wasted. You're always learning, but learning the art of the ending frees up so much time and energy for you to be on to the new, to what you're learning next, where you're headed. And sometimes we outgrow things temporarily, sometimes, especially with humans, like sometimes we grow apart, sometimes we come back together, sometimes we don't. But the most painful thing is when it's over and you cannot accept that, right? And it's such a terrible heart space to be in, right? Like that's one of the worst feelings. It's like, I don't want it to be over. It's over and I don't want it to be over. How can I save it? Don't waste your time trying to save it. One of the things that I've found to be incredibly helpful especially in matters of the heart, is recognizing what are the things that person gave you. What are the gifts that person gave you because that they were in your life? And instead of thinking about all of the things that could have been. Instead, you get to think about like the things that you did get, the gifts that you got. And then when you're in that place of like heartfelt gratitude for that person or that job or that thing, you can let it go with gratitude, you know? You can let it go with gratitude and understand that you outgrew that scenario, which is the good news, right? If you're not growing, you're dying. So, you know, it's a blessing to grow, get to grow. And I don't know about you, but it feels like the lessons are coming fast and furious. The decisions needing to be made, the testing. Oh my God, the testing. I feel like I am getting tested. It's like every turn. But, you know, the tests allow me to see the ways that I need to improve, the ways that I can be better, the ways that I can show up better. And if I keep coming back to my North Star, that I want to create the world that I want to live in, that I want to see, and that everything that I do has to be in alignment with that, with what I see. Because, well, I got to stay in integrity with myself, right? My soul knows. Our soul knows when we're not doing things that are in alignment with what it is that we want to stand for and what we want to see in the world. So I realized this weekend that I am going to have to get busy, start thinking about how I can really support and create and show up in as many ways as possible in my world so that I can support the world that I want to see. And for me, it means that I am creating what's new, constantly talking about what's wrong. And so on that point, I need to really start to be very careful about the content that I'm absorbing, the doom scrolling that I can get into. It is really, it's foolish to operate in this world with an open heart and a sense of optimism. It is a foolhardy, painful path. And I am going to try my best. You know, I love this planet. I love humans. And I want to show up for it. I want to show up for us. And so, you know, I'm going to try to do that as much as possible while also keeping my cup full. I have to keep my cup full because if my cup's not full, then I make stupid choices. Dumb choices. And we don't have time for that. So must keep the cup full and stay focused on the task at hand, which luckily is creating a fun, loving, more connected, more beautiful world. It's not terrible. So, coming back to the art of the ending, every ending is the chance at a new beginning. And so, if you have these feelings for the situation that we've been in, right? Like lots of rage, lots of sadness for all of the inhumane things that are happening in this world. How do we practice the art of the ending with this world that is ending? And how do we get to a place of compassion for all that we learned from this thing? And then focus. Thanks for that information. Thanks for showing us what we don't want. Thanks for making it clear what we don't want. Now, let's look at what we do want. Like, what is it that we want? And I just think about all of the incredibly talented, smart, innovative people that I know. And I just think that, wow, imagine if we all just got to focus on actually creating really smart, totally different thing. Yeah. With honoring what was and then moving towards putting our energy towards what's ahead of us. If we stay focused on what has, and if we stay angry, and if we stay sad, and if we stay divided amongst each other, then we lose. But if we all focus on this more beautiful, more just, more loving, more connected, more creative world, then we get to have it. Or, we can just keep doing the same thing. Right. Like, let's just keep doing the same thing that we've always been doing. like, let's just do the same thing we've always been doing until we can't do it anymore because we fucked it up that far. Right? That sounds like a terrible idea. Like, it is basically at this point, if you are doing anything in your life that is like, this is how we've always done it, or this is the way we've always done it, or hey, we've done it this way, but nope, no, not it, not. That is the red flag. That's the red flag. What you have to say is, what's the opposite? Like, what's a different way that we could do this thing and have it be so much more effective? How can we call attention to what we want and make it look so good that the people who are witnessing it are like, wait, what is that? I need to find out more. I need to find out more. I need to research this. Let me go on the internet. Sure as hell it's going to be better than this Monopoly game that we're playing in. Yeah, let's go do Minecraft creative mode over here. Build some cool shit and be kind to each other. Have lots of time for creativity and connection. Play, lots of play, right? Like lots and lots, because we know now that play is what keeps the gray matter juicy and flowing up there. It lets new ideas come in. It lets us be open to new ideas and not stuck. If we move out of survival mode and into creative mode, we can do it. We can totally do it. We can. So play's got to be part of it too, which I am so thrilled about. Like, when I realized that play had to be part of the equation, I was like, yes, that is correct.